Welcome back to Belter Radio now. Sabrina Fallah, all the way over there in Canada. Well, we chatted last time about your album Kiss Is a Killer and various other things, so it's good to have a little catch up with you, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so this coronavirus is not good for musicians, is it?
No. And I feel really bad for a lot of them because they had tours set up. They're still releasing their album because that's online and they can put them in the record stores. But their tour and the people that work for them that plan the tour don't have a job right now. So it's like there's a problem. But you know what? A lot of musicians are helping each other and doing things, and I'm seeing that. So it's very good.
Yeah, musicians are very resilient to helping each other, aren't they?
Yes, especially in a time like this, it's nice to be together as a family. Yeah.
Have you had any tours and that cancelled, Sabrina?
No, because around this time I would be booking for festivals, and I can't. So no, I didn't have anything major planned yet. I wanted to, but as soon as the coronavirus was told and was said, and we couldn't do anything, then what I did is I just kept writing songs, writing music. I kept trying to get interviews and pushing my music out online as I always do. The only thing I can't do is interact with people outside and go out and perform. But hopefully, as soon as they say we can go out or they find a way that people can do that again, I will definitely follow those rules and go back out.
Okay, one thing I've noticed since the last time we spoke, you've website's had a bit of a revamp, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And it's got like lots of different cool headings across the top, and you've got some galleries and pictures and various bits on there. How long did you take to do that? Did you sort of employ somebody to do it, or did you do it yourself?
I didn't, well, when I got my website done, I had somebody do it for me. But after they did it and they showed me how to do it, I went back on it and reorganized it myself because they just did it as like a platform, as a structure. And then they said, now that we did it, you can go and change the pictures. So once in a while I go and I change it around because I like to change things and update things and keep people updated. And I love my website. Everything you want to know about me is on my website. So one place to see it all. Yeah.
It certainly is. You've got your videos on there and all your contacts, your social media links and everything, haven't you?
Yeah.
And you've also got a blog, I noticed. So when did you start doing that?
Ooh, when I first started the website many years ago. But now I don't just blog. I also post other things in my blog section. Sometimes if there's something interesting happening, I post that. Or if I get on a bigger station, like a mainstream station, I put it in my blog because I like to keep a record of who's playing me. So yeah, and then in my press section, I have I put my press and my interview stuff in there too. So, and also I also put it on all of my social media sites as well. So you won't only be seeing that information on my website. You can see it on my Facebook, on my Reverb Nation, on my Sonic Bids. Sometimes I even post on MySpace. Like, I know MySpace is not the same anymore, but people are still on it. And I started on MySpace, so it's nice to go back to when I started and post some things on my MySpace page.
So we've got lots of pictures of squirrels on there, have we?
Yeah. Yes, I posted a video today of a squirrel taking the plate with him. So I put the peanuts on the plate, and he decides to pull the plate. I caught it on camera, so it's on there. Yeah.
Yeah, I sort of always see these things crop up on your Twitter feed, and they always make me smile. I mean, it's always good to see little animals.
I noticed that people actually are enjoying them, and if it makes them happy, it makes me happy, it makes everybody happy, I'm happy. It's something I do every morning. I wake up, I go and feed them, and then I put the camera down, and hopefully I capture something different every day. And sometimes they do some crazy things that I would never think to capture. So And sometimes they do something, I don't capture it, but sometimes you don't know when they're gonna jump on each other and start making the sounds, but it's beautiful. I love it. And they're very friendly because I've been feeding them for over about 4 years now. So they know me very well.
Okay, so last time we chatted, we talked about Kiss is a Killer and that album there. So you've written a few more songs since then, I take it in, Sabrina.
Yeah. Yes, I have.
So what have you released since then? How do you feel your music's progressing? Is it getting softer or harder, or how do you see it?
Well, I don't mind writing softer stuff because it's nice to have a soft ballad, a nice ballad. But I my last release was my hardest sounding track, like this very hard rock sounding. I've even been told it sounds a bit like Evanescence in that kind of way. But I like singing rock in different styles: soft rock, pop rock, punk rock, hard rock. So I like to mix it up, but I like to stay in the rock, having that rock, the drumming sound and that punchy guitar sound. So yeah. And the songs that I'm working on now, they're going up and down, soft, hard, very soft, very slow. So it depends on the story behind the song. If it's a sad song, unless I'm trying to get the message out, I'm not going to make it so fast. I'm going to make it slow. But if I'm trying to say something to someone, I'm going to make it upbeat. So yeah, I can't wait to get back into the studio because, I'm writing all this stuff and I want to get it out there.
Yeah, tricky time at the moment, as we were talking earlier. But so you're actually planning to do another album, are you, Sabrina, or are you going to just release singles?
I would love to do an album, but I'm sure it's going to be single, then album, probably. Probably like that, maybe. Unless, I don't know. I like to release all the songs at once, but we don't know. Anything can happen.
Yeah, so at this uncertain time, I mean, I know a lot of artists that I've spoken to are going down the single route because, one, it's easier to record just one track than what it is to record 8 or 9.
Yeah, and also some artists record singles because they're trying to test the market, which song works, and then they can get the feel of the song and say, oh, so they like that style, and then they focus on that. Sometimes they do that too.
Yeah, do you sort of experiment with your sound as well, doing the same thing?
I haven't really done that, but I have heard that some artists do that. When I put out a song, when I know it's the way I like it to sound, and then I just do it. I'm not testing anything.
Yeah,
I haven't thought of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I spoke to one artist and she said that the reason she releases singles is the fact that it's easier to sort of like budget for singles than what it is to budget for an EP.
Yes, exactly. To know the amount of money you're spending per song and knowing how to organize the whole process, yes. But Kiss is a Killer, for me, I went into the studio and I did all together, and then I released it all together. So yeah, there's different ways of doing it.
Yeah, I think you've got to find a way that works for yourself as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh, and a lot of it is also down to experience as well, isn't it, Sabrina? If you've sort of been through it a couple of times, you know what you're doing. Whereas a new artist, sort of like, it's like learning, it's a big, huge learning curve, isn't it?
Yeah, a new artist should not do an album. They should do one song at a time. And they should do a different styles, like, not styles, but like feel, like they should do a soft song and an upbeat song to get the audience to feel both ways. So the audience can say, okay, that's them soft, that's them fast, because it's not, you don't just want to keep doing upbeat. You want to change the feel and change the sound around, but stay in the genre you want to do. But it's good to have different sounds when you're listening. Like I'm thinking of like Simple Plan when they release an album, all their songs sound completely different, which is there's a uniqueness in all of their songs, and it keeps you connected. It keeps you in, and so it's very good that way.
Okay, so going back to your music then, Sabrina. How did your album get received? Did you get much airplay on some of the bigger FM stations rather than the internet ones?
Oh yeah, my song "Kisses a Killer" is actually being spun on a big station in Toronto right now. It's in rotation.
Oh, excellent stuff. That's what you need, isn't it? I mean, but
Yeah, I didn't expect them to pick that one because they're a rock station, but I didn't know that they would pick that song because it is a hard rock. It is a hard rocking song. So when they said, "Oh, we want to play Kisses a Killer," I said, "Nice, thank you," because I never thought that song would get to that stage. Like you never think your songs would ever be picked up like that, but when you send messages over and over again and try to prove to them that you deserve a chance, you pray and hope they give it to you, and it does end up working, but you have to stay positive. You have to stay very positive.
yeah, I mean, I interview a lot of country artists because that's my main show, and a lot of the females don't actually get the fair crack of the whip with airplay. Now, is it the same with rock?
It took me a whole year before I got on the radio. So I had a whole year of prepping, organizing, choosing the songs, trying to find the stations to send to. I sent to the wrong stations too. Like I sent to classic rock stations that I didn't even know were classic rock stations. So I learned along the way, and they were nice. They said, "We're classic rock. You should go to these stations." But oh yeah, it took me a whole year before one station said, "We'll play you." And then from that day, everything came pretty fast. Because once one takes your song, the next one will say, "Oh, if they took you, the next one will take you too."
Yeah, it's all about knocking on the right doors then.
Yeah, and it does work, but it takes a long time to get it there. Over a year was hard for me because every day you're thinking, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? And then I just say, I guess I just have to wait for that right time. And I was like, wow, did it just happen? And the first radio station that took me, am I allowed to mention the name?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so it's WSBS Radio, so in Massachusetts, in the United States, and they actually interviewed me right away. So that was my first mainstream interview, and I was so nervous because I'm like, this is not this is on air. So yeah, that was interesting. So. But just so you know, just because I'm on mainstream, it doesn't mean I don't submit to online radio stations. I still support all radio stations and stay connected to them and stay in touch because anywhere your music is played is good for you. It doesn't matter where, as long as you're being played, somebody's going to hear you somewhere.
That's right. I mean, I actually said to a friend of mine, if one person listens to my show and buys a record from an artist, then I've done my job.
Exactly. And exactly. Like you don't have to be on the mainstream. Online stations can be just as big and you can get picked up too. So you should always send your music everywhere, not just to one place. Just throw it. Just send it out and push it.
And keep on pushing.
Yeah.
The most important thing with musicians, if I've interviewed a lot, and even when it goes down to talking to labels or it goes down to talking to radios to try and get your songs played, you just have to keep going and keep belief, don't you?
Yes, I am with a label, but I'm still doing my side of things. So even though they're pushing to radio, I'm also pushing to radio too. I don't just sit there and let somebody else do the work. I keep doing what I'm doing. Like even my label told me, just because you're with us, I'm not telling you to stop doing what you used to do, because what you did got yourself here. Just keep doing it. So I'm actually working even harder because I'm with a label. So I'm trying to, show them that, I'm still working here. I haven't slowed down. It's especially because of this virus. It's like I'm doing a lot more online, like sending stuff online, because if I could go out, it would help too, performing. To stay on stage, I'm on the radio. I'm going to perform my radio song. So I just hope this virus slowly goes so I can go back out,
Yeah, indeed. Do you do any sort of Facebook Lives and things like that?
Sometimes. I'm not, I do Facebook Lives. I do interviews on Facebook Live. I do stuff like that, but I haven't gone on Facebook Live like some artists do and do their stuff online. I haven't done that quite yet. And,
Yeah.
and I've never done it. So it's like I'm not used to doing it. I'm used to going on the stage in front of people. So I'm used to seeing faces in front of me.
Yeah, rather than a camera.
Yeah, but I've been asked to do it. So, but I'm still thinking on how I can do it, because I like the audience gives me the energy to perform. To brings my energy up and gets me all excited. But in front of a camera, I don't get shy, but it's like I'm singing to a camera. It's different.
Yeah, it is a different thing. And I think it sort of suits the acoustic artist more, doesn't it?
Yes, and I play acoustic, but I rather hear the sound of the audience, cheering and getting all excited. And yeah, but I know some artists are doing it, but I'm sure they rather be on stage.
Yeah, okay. Stage. Right, so you mentioned label there. I take it it's just a small independent label then, Sabrina, is it?
Yeah.
So how long have you been with them then?
I think this is going on to the second year. I think I've been with them a year and a half. I signed to them in January of last year. So by January, it'll be 2 years. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm still new with them. Like I haven't been with them that long, but being with them feels like I've been with them because a lot of things are starting to happen. So it's good. I'm happy that things are going very well and we're always in touch. And because I'm with an independent label distributed with a major label, you have more connection with your label. Because it's independent, they're more connected to their artists. As a major label, I would love to be with major, but I know it's completely different way of dealing with the artist. But my dream is to get to a major if it's meant to happen for me, if I'm supposed to go there. But I'm just happy that I'm with a label that's helping me, and I'm seeing progress. And a year later, I got to radio, which was one of the goals I wanted. And it took a year, but I still got to it with the work I had to do.
Yeah, also with a major label, they sort of tend to sort of like try and make you perform the way they want as well, rather than the way you want to, don't they?
Yeah, and that's when the artists start to say, well, you signed me for me, not for me to be somebody else. But when you're there, I'm just going to speak from like my honesty. If a major label honestly took me right now and said, I want you to do this and that, would I do it? I probably would, just because I want to keep my deal. But I would say, if this is what you want to change, you have to keep this. They can't change me as a person. But my goal is don't change me. People already know me as me. And who knows, maybe I make enough money just being where I am. I might not need them. But if it comes, why not? It might be good, it might be bad. Some people say they have been signed to majors and it has been the worst experience of their life. Some of them say it's been their best experience. So it depends on the contract you get.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've heard the double-edged sword as well.
Oh yeah, I've heard stories, but it just depends on who signs you, and it's the contract. It's what's written in the contract, the clause and stuff. It's you always have to get your contract looked at and hope that there's nothing wrong in it, like something that says own you or something. Yeah, just to bring that up, because I just brought it up, your label is not supposed to own you. And that's the one thing you don't want to have in any contract, is that they own you. Because if they own you, then if you leave the record company, you can't go anywhere else. So
yeah, very good advice.
Yeah, just make sure you own your music and you own yourself.
Yeah. I think Taylor Swift's just found that out the hard way, isn't she?
You know what? It's very sad, but I think she's doing a smart thing, redoing her songs her own way and getting it back out. But her new contract, she owns her masters. So now she'll own everything. So it's kind of hard to understand, but she was very young when she signed that deal also. And a lawyer, even though the lawyer is so good, the best lawyer, there's sometimes it's so small written in the contract, you can miss it too. So like I said, you just have to be careful when you're going into with the contract, because you never know. But Taylor is smart. She's been in the business a very long time. I'm sure she knows exactly what she's doing. So
certainly a lesson for anybody else going into the music industry to sort of like look at that and think.
Actually, she did mention a lot about how the artist should own their masters and that what she went through shouldn't have happened to her. But this is a learning experience, and people should learn from her that now make sure you know what's in your contract even more, because she was young. But it can happen to anybody, anyone.
Absolutely. Okay, Sabrina, so you've mentioned you got some sort of music that came after your album that we talked about. So I think we'd better play one of your songs, don't you think?
Yeah.
Okay, so which one shall we play?
Everything. My song, Everything.
Death.
with Sabrina and we just heard everything there. So that one was pitched to you, you said. So why did you like it so much?
Well, the producer that I worked on that song, which he gave it to me, Chris Burkett, he wrote it with his daughter, May Burkett. And he gave it to me because he thought that song would suit my voice. And it's about teenage anxiety, what you go through as a teenager with peer pressure and having to fit in and pretending that you're okay and putting a fake smile on your face when really everything isn't going well. And while I was singing that song, I was remembering what I went through when I was in high school, the exact same thing. I really enjoyed that song. It was a different way of singing it because I've never sang a song like that. So it was nice.
So give you a bit of a challenge as well then.
Yeah. I always love a challenge.
Yes, absolutely. And it keeps things fresh as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so what else have you sort of like released in the last year or so then, Sabrina?
Just that song, but when I got signed in January 2019, my label re-released all of my songs in a compilation CD with my song Everything as a new bonus track. So that's also online if they want to get the whole compiled album together, the songs together, and yeah.
Okay, have you done a video for that one, Sabrina?
Not for everything. No, I just released it. We didn't think of that actually. That's interesting.
So maybe revisit that one then.
Yeah, maybe I can. It's not that long ago. Yeah, I'm sure I could still do it. Yeah.
I know lyric videos are very popular as well. Have you sort of done any of those for your songs?
Yes, I have for my earlier stuff, but recently no. But I did that when I first started releasing music, but then I just put the picture. But yeah, you know what? That is good. I should get back to doing that again, doing that stuff. But yeah,
it all boils down to time as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm just so used to just putting the picture and the audio together, but I used to do that. But yeah.
Right, and so I think it's. Have you got anything else you need us to know here at Belter Radio about your music at this time, Sabrina?
Well, stay tuned. Maybe you'll hear me on a radio near you. But also, I just like to say that some advice to never give up on yourself, and no matter what you want to do in life, just keep going for it. Follow your heart, and don't let anybody get in your way. And imagine that it's going to happen, and it will.
Okay, Sabrina, would you like to introduce another one of your songs to finish off?
Sure, we can do Kiss is a Killer, which is